Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. You already know who it is. It's your boy Quest, alongside my man, my man. You know what I'm saying? L to the David to the Harris, aka LDA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying. And MC.
What up, Quest? Yo.
What up?
Guess
what,
what
up?
Quest? Guess
what?
Up? Guess what?
Yeah, I know.
Class is in session.
That bell is so official. I'm telling you, watch. I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna find a school bell.
You're not gonna find it. You're not find it.
Trust and watch. I bet you I'm gonna find one. We're gonna find an official, traditional. You know what I'm saying?
Go on then, go on then.
Yo, let me tell y'all something. D is like a kid in a candy store. Like, first of all, for those who don't know, LDH is a lover of tech. You know what I'm saying?
What?
He is the tech dude. You feel me? And so I've been telling David, he knew about it for the longest. He was stuck on his boss, and I kept saying road. He knew about the road. And then lately, before we went to Atlanta, it shots out. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But before he left for Atlanta, he and I got to spend some time last week. He got himself one. So now, come on, D, tell the truth. You feel how you feel behind it now?
Yo, I got my
yeah.
now.
Hold on. Pause.
You know what I'm saying? I got my
Rodecaster Pro 2.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, it was funny, man. I've been you know what I'm saying, like, as my brother, not just my friend, but my brother, like, for real. David is my legit family member. You know, you got family that's not blood. Blood couldn't make us no closer. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And to see the homie last week. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it. Shouts out to E.T., you know what I'm saying? Dr. Eric Thomas, a.k.a. E.T., the hip-hop preacher. Shouts out to the homie Jeremy Anderson. He was celebrating his 43rd, Jeremy, and he was celebrating his 53rd. And, you know what I'm saying? We was a part of the few that got an opportunity to come through. Like, for real, it was a low-key star-studded little event. You know what I'm saying? Tabitha and her husband, Chance, was in the building. You know what I'm saying? Toby and Fat was in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who was it? Trap. You know what I'm saying?
Trap was there.
True.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Wall Street Trapper was in the building. Alex Good Energy was in the building. So, man, shouts out to all those people that were there. There was a couple other people there as well. But you know what I'm saying? We had a good time. Me and David got a chance to kick it.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's funny. Simone was like, so you didn't take no pictures? I'm like, bro, you already know how I move. Take pictures. I don't know. Maybe I should do more of it, but I just don't be into the picture thing.
It's funny, D, I got to take one or two because I'm really in it, but I knew that it was going to be a couple of months before we got to connect up again.
Yeah, that's dope. She was talking about, like, how you said the star-studded cast, basically. She was just like, you didn't. I was like, nah, bro, that's not my style.
We don't be on that. We be on us. That's what we be on. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
We be on us. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? LDH and QG is low-key stars. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go get them.
Put
that in there. That's what it is.
Yeah, if you didn't know, pay attention. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a lovely event. We got to do that last week, man. And then on top of that, there were some people, like, you got to see Shonda. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Shonda, who was the director of operations for the squad. You know what I'm saying? And here what was so funny when y'all came together. Like, it's weird, but I didn't even have to worry about what that connection was going to be like. Even when you met Demetrius, cause Demetrius,
Ah,
it was like a bromance. Pause.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It
And
was
them boys, and them boys hard too. It ain't
they
even
hard,
like
bro.
they looking for friends.
You know what I'm saying? Them bros is official. And just to see all of us chilling at D's house, you know what I'm saying? Out on the
Yeah.
patio,
Clicked
all the
up.
men waxing deep, you know what I'm saying, together and then really enjoying each other's company, man. There's a lot to be said for that, man.
That was a new experience for me, by the way. I don't rock with dudes. I'm gonna just tell you.
Yeah.
I don't got the dude pheromone. No
That's
diss.
the funny thing. I
I don't
know
ride
that.
with no dudes, bro.
Yep. And them dudes really was like, yo, it's a joy to be
It's
in your
love, man.
company.
All
Yo.
love.
Yep,
All
it
love.
was all love. And man, so shouts out to family is family. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. Birds of a feather do indeed flock together.
Yeah, real talk. Shout to Tim, shout to Demetrius, and
Yeah.
the rest of the brothers that I connected with. Dante, let's
Yeah.
go. And then the other two brothers whose names I cannot recall.
Dante was there. Who else was there? Mo was there.
At the end, yeah, at the
Oh
end.
yeah, and C. Mo and C. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they live in the subdivision where I'm not putting too much out there, but where you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
understood.
it's a next level. Let's just say that it's a next level. And it's a predominantly, you know, that, you know what I'm saying, community, but just
I got you.
brothers who, and they, you know what I'm saying, like they all linked up in the neighborhood and pretty much formed friendship. So man, that was official, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to beef about something.
That's loud. That typing in there, man. I can hear that.
You can hear that right
Click,
there.
click.
I want to beef about something, D. Yeah, I want to beef about something real quick. My stepfather taught me a lot about, and just by watching him, you know what I'm saying, go into restaurants and different places, and he would tip really big, right? And that's what I started doing. I've been tipping, but as the Lord has blessed me, you know, in terms of increasing my finances, little bit every time he increases my finances, I tip a little bit bigger than I did before. But now there's this strange culture, you know what I'm saying, that's happening. And shouts out to Ian, CJ, and Carl and Jamal. They talked about it since they talked about it, I'm realizing it a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like Clean Juice, I love them. I love their smoothies. You know, yeah, I have a strange affinity now for the place called Starbucks. You know,
Your fault.
Call it my fault. But around this time of year when they got the pumpkin spice latte, yeah, I'm front and center.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm front and center. But there's something weird that they doing now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they're like, let me ask you a question on the screen, and they stick the screen out the door, and it says 1, 5, 10, and 20. They want you to tip when you come to. So let me, yeah, exactly. So
what?
Exactly. See, y'all don't have that issue in Jamaica. Y'all don't have it, but it's a new thing. Like here, it's like really a thing, right? Hold on, let me put that in there. And so, yeah, D, now it's like if I'm coming to you at a restaurant and I sit down and you running back and forth to the kitchen for me, if I want more drink, you go get it, right? If I, you know what I'm saying? And do you know what tip actually means?
No, I don't, but I got a tip. Watch yourself.
Yes.
That's it.
So the word tip means to ensure promptness. The word tip means to ensure promptness. Right? And so if you going back and forth to the kitchen for me, you getting whatever we need. Can we have more of this? Can we have more of that? Can you take this back? We need to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's what I'm tipping you for that, because you're doing a lot of running for me. But if I'm coming through the drive-through, if I'm walking into your store to purchase something from you, you know what I'm saying? Now you telling me, like, tip you for what?
I got a tip for you. Look both ways before you cross the street.
But this the thing that's okay. Starbucks is not cheap drinks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want a hot beverage from Starbucks, like for me, it's the pumpkin spice latte. You know what I'm saying? Like the hot. And I don't get the grande. I get the venti. You know what I'm saying? I stand at 6'2", so I need a dry, hot drink. You know what I'm saying? I need a nice size in the morning, right? And so, like, for real, it's a thing. But I'm feeling a way about it, because it's not like you running back and forth. So you telling me I got to come into your establishment, purchase what I'm going to purchase, and then tip you for me coming in? Like, help me understand that, D, because like I'm legit having a problem with it.
I got
understand that.
I got it. You might want to turn your headset down. This is what I got for it.
Yeah. A whole bunch of that.
I don't got nothing else to say on that. They need to cut that out. Just because they choose to underpay their employees, don't make that my problem. Y'all need to pay your employees appropriately and stop playing. And stop trying to fleece people, like add tax. Like, to me, that's tax. Like, you taxing me now. You taxing me after you've already overcharged me, because pause, whatever you were drinking was not worth the amount that you pay. I'm just saying.
See, it's and I get it. It's a different, you know what I'm saying? Like, they make the kind of hot drink that I like. They are very official at doing what they do.
I understand all of what you're saying. All I'm saying is, they added a temple tax to it. That's where I'm going.
And my thing is, why am I having to pay for that? You already set the price for what your thing is, right? And if I'm coming into your store to sit down, totally different. I get it. But if I'm driving or to go, and we got one question. Yo, here's how slick they do it now. We got one question to ask, right? Before you. So now I'm gonna start just tapping no tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, because yeah.
Is this like a conversation? Like, are we for real having to deal with them taxing us? Like going on Spirit Airlines, which I did not do, or what's the other one, Frontier, where they charge you to breathe, they charge you to sit down, charge you to stand up, charge you, and then Frontier is worse, where they send you an email that says, "Yo, we'll let your what's your name bag, the check-on bag, which kind of check-on bag, this size or this size."
For real.
And get it while it's hot, because we're gonna charge you more. They tell you straight in the email, we're gonna charge you more if you wait till you get to the airport. So,
and then the value that you giving me, like, okay, we understand that y'all got dope coffee, y'all got dope lattes, y'all got dope, y'all got the hot beverage market on lock. We know that you got a superior product, right? You properly price your product, because it's not like the same price as a regular if you go to, Caribou, or if you go to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nicely priced. Okay, I get it. But to tell me to tip, and shouts out to Valerie McKenzie. She said their employees are not underpaid.
So what is the cause then? Like, okay, I don't want to get distracted, but what's the purpose then? If they're not underpaying their employees, why are you getting temple taxed?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
Notice I said you, because I ain't going in there.
Yeah, I know that's right. I'm declaring and decreeing today that I'm not going to give y'all a red cent more than what you charge me, because it's already nicely priced. We know, because my whole thing is, if that's what the price for your you got a superior product, I get it. But what extra are you adding in terms of value? Because you're not running back and forth nowhere for me, because I'm getting it and I'm coming through the drive-through. Same thing with them, same thing with Clean Juice. And I'm telling you, like, for real, I think we should just, like, for real, start. If it's a thing where they just, yep, we're going to start a new thing too. No tip. You know what I'm saying?
They got Starbucks. They got it here. They got several Starbucks in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And I see the lines. I'm like, y'all bugging. I ain't going in there with that.
Yo, let me tell you something. Erica, yep. Eric and Monica Lair, shouts out to them. They said, I am not paying the temple tax. No more. That's it. I'm not paying it no more. Why? Because once again, if I'm coming inside, I understand the dynamics inside of a restaurant. But if I'm coming through your drive-through, don't ask me no more, right? Because I'm gonna tell you no. I'm gonna tap no, and I ain't gonna feel no way about it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's this legit like feeling, like one question to ask you, and then you caught like like the tip is forced on you. Like you might feel. I'm telling y'all now, I'm not gonna feel no way when I get that no.
Yo, you know what's funny when Josiah mimics me?
Yeah.
Because he's been out with me a few times when like the unwanted questions come, like I'll be in the supermarket. You got to see him act it out. It's hilarious, bro, and it's accurate. So just imagine I'm focused on whatever. Like I'm in the produce aisle, I'm looking into the fridge, and then you know a nice young woman may come who's very polite, and she'll approach me appropriately, and then she'll say, "Sir, so I want y'all to get the visual. I'm busy. Like I'm busy in the thing. Like maybe I'm looking at some lettuce. I don't know." And then she'll say, "Sir, can I ask you a question?" No.
Nope.
Like, and I don't even look. I'm like, and I'm not even a rude person, but I'm just like, no, did I come to you? Like, did you see me come? I saw you at your station.
Yep.
When you were standing there and I walked by. I walked by. And so when they ask for the thing at the little cash register, they be like, we would like to have your number. No.
Yeah.
No. Like, I don't change my tone. I'm just like, no. Yeah, no. And they look at me like, and they don't know how to respond because that's not in the little follow-up script.
Yep.
So I just know I'm so dry, intentionally dry, bro. No. Can we have your No.
And here's the funny thing. This is why it's so dope for how y'all are wired. Because my high flight attendant, I'm glad I got enough pilot for me to be like, yeah, I'm not dealing with y'all today. No. I'm not in the mood for it today. I got 25 minutes to be in this store because I got to get back to the crib to record a podcast. I got reading to do. I got so much different things that I need to do throughout the day. No, I don't have time for that right now.
You can take the cost of whatever I'm buying and let me go. That's what you can do.
That's it. Because when you get back to the crib, because you sat there having that conversation with them, you mad now because that ate up 45 minutes of your time to get done whatever you need. And listen, they got what they want and you left hole in the bag. Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Can we just complain about road and then get on the road, please?
Oh yeah. Shouts out to Tiffany Silver, man. We were watching her. I love to, big up the people from the island still, and I want to shout out, Tiffany Silver. I love what she's doing on YouTube in terms of showing the untouched areas of one of the islands that I love dearly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my heritage, rests on that rock. So of course I'm talking about the place called Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? She just reached 200,000 subscribers on YouTube the other day, and she showed it while she was on the beach, and I was blown away like, yo, and she did it right there at home. So there's no excuses. You know what I'm saying? Look at her right there. She's showing all the untouched areas of JA, all the rivers, the beaches, the cooking that she does. I mean, you talked about, you know what I'm saying? Like them making the coals out of wood that they reuse over. I seen her go and set up camp and opened up a crocus. I'm sorry. A canvased bag.
What?
Yeah. Jamaica, we say crocus bag. No, sir.
A crocus bag, Dad?
Yeah, it's a crocus bag, but I can't say that for all of our American listeners and those from other countries.
Bro, if I call it, what's its name?
Do they call it crocus bag in United States, D? I don't think they call it crocus bag.
bro, where should that?
Where should that?
All right, she's in Jamaica. But
all right,
okay, a crocus bag?
Next thing you're gonna say avocado.
Yeah,
go ahead from me with that. From me with that.
All right. So it's a canvassed bag, right? But in Jamaica we call it a crocus bag. Just to have the coals, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, and reuse. I'm talking about our people are some ingenious people. You know what I'm saying? You talked about the jerk chicken. You know what I'm saying? It ain't jerk chicken if the Applewood ain't. You know what I'm saying?
So that sauce that y'all put on your chicken don't make
Walker's
it
Wood,
jerk chicken. I don't care if you get it from Walker's Wood, if you get it from Grace, if you get it from where you get it from. You have to put sauce on it. Yeah. That's not what's called jerk anything.
Yeah.
From you not have no Applewood or whatever kind of wood, and if you don't have the zinc
The zinc.
And you have fire.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
If you use a pan,
Yo, what's the name? What's the name? What's the name of the spot up there in Mobay?
Scotchies, bro.
Scotchies, bro. Scotchies,
I'm
bro.
a vegetarian. Even I know that.
Scotchies, bro. Scotchies use the zinc and put it over the top, and then they use the bamboo to hold it down. Yo,
Come on, cuz.
yo, big up Scotchies. You know what I'm saying? If you let me tell y'all something. If y'all ever go to Mobay, Jamaica, Montego Bay, and
My
you
bad
want
name.
jerk,
My bad
I'm
name.
talking about good, huh?
My bad name.
Mobay name. But
All right.
on the map it says Montego Bay. You see how Jamaicans get stush, B? You see how they get stush?
My bad name.
So you call it a Montego Bay, right? Mobay for short. If you ever want some of the dopest jerk chicken in the area, just peep my boys up at Scotchies. Just ask anybody where Scotchies is and they'll tell you. But yeah, shouts out to them, B. But yeah, D. Yeah, D. That's my enough of my venting for today.
Yeah,
Starbucks, y'all ain't getting no more the temple tax. It's over.
We're not gonna drag road today. We'll let you live. Let's get on. Let's get on the road with this.
And I want to drag road, but we'll wait till the next episode to drag road. Oh man, superior products, but y'all need some help in the area of software. Oh man,
software or firmware. Pause.
Oh, see what I'm saying?
Problems.
See what I'm saying?
We got problems.
See what I'm saying? What's the topic, D? What's the topic today, bro?
Legacy? Question mark.
Yeah.
Legacy?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Because real talk, like when we are having children, right? We having children, and with the greenhouse, of course, one of the pillars is legacy.
Yep.
And so, of course, we're thinking about that from the positive, right? What are we bequeathing to the next generations with an S?
I like that.
Yeah. So what do they get? Like, what is the benefit of Quest Green? What is the benefit of David Harris being alive in 2023 to the generations that are to come? That's legacy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, there's another kind of legacy. That's why we have the question mark, right? The other kind of legacy is, unfortunately, there are men and women who leave negative consequences to our children. Things that we've not overcome, problems, mental issues, emotional challenges, sin problems that we have not overcome, that we leave to our children. And so the question is, if you have a habit of saying bad words, did you leave that legacy?
Jesus.
You have a habit of crawling into somebody's bed that's not your spouse. Did you leave that tendency to your children? So y'all thought it was just like infant, what do they call it? Fetal, infant, the alcoholism that you pass, the syndrome you pass to your children where fetal alcohol is not just that. Like there are ways that we have chosen to live through our lifetimes. And because we've not submitted those things to God, we pass on that residue genetically to our children.
So D, I refer to it as STDs. Right? And I'm not talking about sexually transmitted diseases. I'm talking about spiritually transmitted diseases. Diseases that we, let me say it this way. Issues of the heart that we've had from a spiritual perspective that we've passed on to our children. Shouts out to E, man. For those who don't know, E is in the first stages of doing a church plant for APOC in Atlanta. And D was here this past weekend and we both went together and we had a good time. Me and D had a good time in the Lord, man, watching the big homie
Real talk.
Preach, you know what I'm saying? We sang together. We worshiped together. You know what I'm saying? We fell on our face together. Yeah, man, just to be there. There was one thing that he focused on in terms of David and Goliath. You know, he focused in on that story and was just like, yo, Goliath wasn't going nowhere. He could care less about who the king was of the Israeli army. He could care less about my man was out there. He was defiant. He was disrespectful in a number of different things. And he was just like, there with the, I'm saying, the one off like, yo, I'm not going nowhere. And here comes David, who made some decisions in terms of, I don't need no armor. I don't need this. I don't need that. I'm going out here in the power and might of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And while he was out there, he legit slayed Goliath in a way that the next generations didn't have to deal with Goliath because he slayed him. Then he related it to how we are in terms of life. Like whatever you don't slay as a parent, whatever you don't, like for real, get rid of, whatever giants you don't kill, you leave for your children to deal with them.
And so really, we need to be asking the question for people to answer in their personal time. Like, what's your giant? Like, what is that thing that has overcome you in the past and you may be contending with now? And now your child or children have to battle against that.
Yep.
Is it anger? Is it sexual indiscretion? You know what I'm saying? Is it lying? I think Abraham told a lie, or you want to call it a half truth, but it's a lie. And then 40 years later, Isaac told the exact same lie.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? He wasn't even born, bro.
Yeah.
And the exact same lie.
Yeah. I want to be very clear and transparent too, D. Because of spiritual things, like there's a little bit different in terms of the actual story and what we deal with in terms of our day-to-day living. One of the things, and I'm transparent with it, it's no secret. I've talked about it on many different platforms, is my bouts with sexual indiscretion, if you will, right? And not while I was married. Let me just be very clear. I don't play around when it comes to marriage. Even when I was married the first time and I ended up getting divorced, like I didn't even play with it then. Even when I was in the midst of dealing with foolishness, I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't my thing. If I was with you, I was with you, good, bad, or indifferent. Now, when we, when I'm single, that was something totally different. And in those moments, I made the mistake of introducing myself to stuff that I would later have to battle with, right? And I finally got to a place where, like for real, D, I got the victory over it, if you will. Not really realizing that just because you got the victory over it, don't mean the devil not going to bring it back to you. And what you and I are doing and the squad is doing in this season, we're about to embark on something great. Y'all just stay tuned, man. Like the greenhouse is not playing in this season as it relates to relationship. But some of the stuff that I exposed myself to in times before, the devil now is starting to like show back. And I'm like in my mind, like, God, we got the victory over this. Why? And you and I had the discretion, the conversation about, this is the cleansing process, because where you gonna go? We need to get all of this out of the way. We need to move this, right? And so this is why it's so important. Like for some of you, you battling with stuff. You're married, you're in relationship, you're a parent, you're a father, you're a mother, and you're battling right now with stuff that you got indiscretions about. It don't necessarily have to be sexual indiscretions. It could be other things that you're battling with. It might be drinking, it might be smoking weed, it might be drugs, whatever it may be.
Or a habit of doubting what God says.
Oh, come on. Flinching every time God tells you to make a move. You know it's him, but you flinch out of fear or whatever it is that causes you to flinch. Like, let me be very clear. If you don't learn how to kill that giant, you will leave it to your legacy, your children, or anybody else that's looking to you as a reference point. You will leave it for them to kill. Now, here's the funny thing about it. Do you want to kill it, or do you want your children to kill it? Here's what helps me when I'm like, when the enemy starts to attack, and y'all could play with it if you want to. There's times where I'm under attack. Let me not even, like, there's times where the temptation comes. Y'all play with it if you want to. I don't play with it. I make it very known. And in those moments, the first thing that comes to mind is Zoe. And here's the funny thing. Zoe is 21 right now. So she's pretty much, in a different place. But the right after Zoe, the next thing that comes to mind, David, is Nico and Mason. Right? And when Nico and Mason come to mind, I'm like, this thing that I'm dealing with right now, this temptation that I'm dealing with, this temptation that I'm struggling with, that I thought you know what I'm saying? Like, do I want them to have to deal with what I'm dealing with right now? If not, I need to slay this giant as fast as I can.
That's it. That's it. I think a lot of times we underestimate the impact of our decisions on other people. And again, it's not just about other people. It's about the people who came from us.
Yeah.
Like our seed. Like, so we invest so much time and energy to protect our children from all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But sometimes we spend zero time or invest zero time investment in protecting them from us. From us.
So speak to it real quick, D, because I think what people are mostly concerned with as they deal with the stuff they're dealing with, and I think they kind of sweep it under the rug because they feel like there's no way for me to defeat this thing, right? Because we born in sin, we shaping in iniquity. What is the thing that allows us to be able to defeat it? I think we touched a number of things even this week in our greenhouse. Oh yeah, for those of you who are married and you're not a part of a community, let me just put the shameless plug in there real quick. Go to jquestgreen.com/coaching. Like, for real, you need to be a part of a community of marriages who want to go to the next level, believers who know without a shadow of a doubt, like, for real, you got support from people who think like you do, move like you do, right? And who are going through the same changes you are going through. So yeah, go to jquestgreen.com/coaching and become a part of the Greenhouse Marriage community. But D, for those of you who thinking like, for real, you sweep it under the rug because you really don't have a way to beat this thing, to get the victory over this thing. And we spoke about it the other night. We were touching on it in Romans 8. But yeah, speak to that real quick, man. How do we help couples understand that, yeah, you don't have to struggle with it? You know what I'm saying? You can overcome it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with believe in God, right? Yeah. And what I mean by it, in the commandments, right, the preamble, it says that God will show mercy to thousands who love him and keep his commandments.
Yeah.
So whenever I but at the radiologist found out that Josiah was a boy, right? So now we know we're having a boy, and I think of the legacy, unfortunate, negative legacy that men have left in my generations. That thing broke me immediately. I'm like, Lord, how are you going to give me a boy? How are you going to give me a boy? You know all of what's in my... And the Bible says he shows mercy to thousands who love him and keep his commandments. So I started to cash in on the promise. I said, now, Lord, you said that you would show mercy. And so I'm asking you to have mercy on my son, that he will not struggle with the things that his forebears have struggled with.
Come on.
And people are like, that's pie in the sky. I'm like, no, it ain't. It says he will show mercy.
Three powerful words. It is written.
Full stop. And so that's where I started, bro. Right there. And so even yesterday, Simone and I were talking about some of that stuff. Like, he's at the point now where naturally, like, if you just, you subscribe to any of those baby development sites or children development sites, it'll say at this age, he's going to really start noticing girls. And I'm like, Lord, please don't let none of these girls back it up on him.
Please.
Because that's not the way I want him to notice it. I want him to notice girls, excuse me. He's a young boy. He's going to be 13. I want him to notice girls the way that God would want him to notice girls.
Yeah.
But not in an over-sexualized or evil way. But I want him to have the attraction. I want him to find them interesting. I want him to notice that they smell good if they smell good, and they're curved differently than he is. Like, I need him to do that, but I need him to keep it clean.
Yep. And it's funny too, D, because of the world that we are in right now. It's really difficult. Why? Because some of the stuff that we don't want for our kids is so pervasive, right? No matter where you go or where you turn, you see it. And I like, it's funny because some of the conversations that I have with Zoe is that you'll see it, just don't focus on it. Because when I read the story of David, it wasn't that David saw Bathsheba, it's that he saw her focused and then entertained the thought again and again, right? And so even with Zoe right now, like one of the conversations that I have with her that I necessarily can't have with Nico or Mason is that I want you to understand your sexuality. I really do want y'all to understand it. But here's the thing. Be careful, because once you wake that part of you up, you can't put it back to sleep. You're going to need the power of God himself to put that back to sleep, right? Now, when you married, you could wake it up for as long as you want to. That's the reason why he gave it to us, for us to, number one, procreate, but also to enjoy, right?
Of course.
I always say that sex is the fire and marriage is the fireplace. If you start that fire out in that house, you bound to burn it down.
That's it. You want to read that? I'll put it back up.
Yeah. Our children are carrying all our unresolved baggage, even though we resolved some of those issues. They didn't see the work we put in to resolve them. Shouts out to Rolando Roman, part of the Greenhouse community. Shouts out to Rolando. Yeah. But yeah, that's real. It's real. They don't see the work that we putting in right now. And
so really, we have to position ourselves spiritually, to put our children into God's care, because what's done is done from our seat, right? From our position, what's done is done. The habits that we would have entertained, the weaknesses we would have cultivated, even if we inherited half of it and then we cultivated the rest of it. Like, it is up to us now to put up roadblocks. It's up to us now to position our children for success. And so if we have had unresolved matters where those weaknesses are concerned, then we ask God for forgiveness, because he's not gonna just leave us out there hanging. But ask him for forgiveness. Ask him for the strength for our children. And for those who have the benefit and blessing of overcoming before you have children, then praise God for you too.
It's funny, D. I'm realizing that, not realizing, I know it, and I wish all of us would really understand the fact that you can't get yourself out of a situation that has a tight grip on you. You need outside assistance, if that makes sense. And that's the reason why, like, for real, like, people think that we believers just because we like holy rollers, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I've seen God move his hand in my life many a number of times. You know what I'm saying? And in a way where no earthly man could have moved the needle for me the way he is. And so you hear the song, like, we love him because he loved us first. Like, he loved me enough when it wasn't really nobody who was there to really bail me out, where I realized that it was only him that did it. And here's the funny thing: as we deal with what we're dealing with and struggling with what we're struggling with, who else you think I'm gonna turn to? Ain't no man got the power to change the heart like God can change the heart. And because what it is, D, we selfish in nature. We only think about ourselves. And so even though you want to get rid of it in major ways, there's no way for you to get rid of it without his help. It's like, I don't even know how to say it different. There's no way for you to get rid of it unless you bring him in to get rid of it. It's selfishness at the root. right? To the point where I'm going to continue doing this, even though I know it might affect my children in the long, like what kind of mindset is that? Do you know
It's-
how jacked up I would feel? Like in my mind, I can picture myself and remove myself from that situation and then put Nico in that situation and sit there and watch him like bust his brain and his spirit trying to get, no, I'm gonna slay this giant so you never have to deal with it.
So we just thank God for the invitation to trust him
Yeah.
and for the invitation to submit. And when we submit to God and then put our children into his care, there is a lot of damage he can undo. But more than that, he can make us all overcomers
Yeah.
so that we don't have to continue with the guilt feelings, because we will experience those.
Yeah.
We don't have to position ourselves to fail again. But we can just say, you know what, God, all of this is into your care.
Yeah.
And we already know it's his will. So we step aside, get out of his way, and then ask him how we can cooperate with him. And that's it.
You are big D. Before we get out of here, you are big on making the transition, not by huge leaps and bounds, but by baby steps. What is one baby step? What would you say to the parent out there right now, who is dealing with whatever the struggle is, and you know that if they don't kill what it is that they're dealing with right now, their children gonna have to deal with it? What is the 1 or 2 baby steps that you would tell them to take and then grow from those, that baby steps? What is that you would tell them before we get up out of here?
The first one is to be honest
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yeah, no doubt.
Be honest with yourself and recognize that this challenge comes from you,
Yeah.
because the more we lie about that,
Yeah.
then the farther the assistance is.
Yeah.
So tell yourself that it did come from you, even if it came from before you. It didn't stop with you as it should have. And if that's the case, then also be honest and say, I am helpless without the power of God to stem the tide. So God, I put myself,
Yeah.
I put my spouse,
Yeah.
if you have one, I put my child
Yeah.
into your care.
Yeah.
That's a decision. And once you have done that, then simply ask, this is the question, what do you want me to do, God?
Easy.
Simple. And then we can talk about some other stuff. But that one, be on the listen out for his answer.
And here's the funny thing. If you struggle with that baby step, it's because you're trying to move forward while still holding on to the things that are behind you.
Yeah.
You're trying to drive your car while looking in the rear view mirror.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's where it is, Quest. And as usual, we give him something to think about. And it's something for us to think about. But we just want to make sure that we don't try to tackle this one on our own. Get the assistance we need.
Y'all, please stay focused.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.